Burkina Faso. Once upon a time, there was a country in Africa known by or named by its colonizers as the Republic of Upper Volta. On August 4th, 1983, at the age of 33, a young military soldier by the name of Thomas Sankara led a coup, took over the country, and named it Burkina Faso, which means the land of upright people. He had a vision for this land and worked very hard to turn his dream into a reality. His goal was to establish an independent African nation empowered by its people and its natural resources. He was assassinated 4 years into his rule by his closest comrade, Blaise Compaoré, who was paid off by France and then became president. 5 months after Sankara's assassination, Ibrahim Traoré was born. Many see him as the reincarnation of Thomas Sankara, but we see him as his own man being blessed by Allah, God, to fulfill the mission. Captain Ibrahim Traoré, who is the president of Burkina Faso, a country in Africa, is the real Black Panther building a real-life Wakanda. All those who supported the movie Black Panther need to support Ibrahim Traoré because he's the real thing. He's a real-life superhero, a powerful and positive example for our children. He's liberating the mind, body, and soul of Africa and empowering Black people all over the world if they but take heed to his words and example. Young men all over the continent are ready to join the military of Burkina Faso to help protect Ibrahim Traoré and fight for African independence. He gives hope to all Black Africans, including Black African Americans. So perhaps now we can now be proud of our African heritage, become inspired to establish a degree of unified independence and stop killing or aborting our babies. While Obama, who many African Americans idolize, promotes feminizing our boys, Ibrahim Traoré promotes teaching them to be strong men. Any Pan-Africanist that does not support this brother is fake, is selfish, and is an enemy to our people. He's a man, and he can make mistakes. But for now, in the meantime and in between time, we of SPV, TOP rock with this brother. This is the time, people. It's now or never. Where are all our rappers, singers, and poets at? It's time to stop talking about nonsense, glorifying Shaitan the devil, and get with the African Independence Program. Now is your chance to become legendary for laying tracks to this historical, spiritual revolution. It's time to stop allowing the Europeans to divide, conquer, and oppress through false media and negative education. Yes, this includes all of our educated Negroes out there, proudly calling yourself Greeks, like some badge of honor. That's negative and disrespectful to your great African heritage, the Federation of Sahel States. To set the record straight, it was General Assimi Goïta of Mali who set it off with the first coup in 2020 and became president in 2021. Captain Ibrahim Traoré was probably inspired by that, and then on September 30th, 2022, staged his own coup, taking over power of Burkina Faso. Soon after, General Abdourahmane Chiani of Niger came through with his coup in 2023. These three strong brothers then formed an alliance, today known as the Federation of Sahel States, and kicked the colonizers out of their countries. By doing so, they all became powerful nations, fully benefiting from their natural resources. Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger have broken away from ECOWAS, or the Economic Community of West African States, which is controlled by the influence of French and American colonizers. They have established the Federation of Sahel States, prepared to defend themselves under one flag. Other African nations will soon join in. There are many so-called Pan-Africanists who will hate because these brothers are Muslims, and they fear that Islam is about to liberate Africa. The enemy of Islam is an enemy to himself. Islam simply means the establishment of peace through submission to the will of Allah, God, the creator and sustainer of the universe. and Allah's divine will is for us to submit to his universal laws of nature. Prove to the world that their anti-Islamic sentiments were wrong. Some say that Africa is poor, when in reality, in terms of natural resources, Africa is the richest continent on the planet. When African nations get the courage to nationalize their natural resources and develop their human resources, then Africa will be the most powerful continent on the planet. Ibrahim Traore is the most powerful man in the world right now. Trump, who was the most powerful man on earth last year, is now living in the shadow of Ibrahim Traore. Internationally, countries all over the world want to join forces with Ibrahim Traore, including Russia, China, North Korea, Turkey, Iran, Venezuela, Cuba, and many others, while only Israel is interested in Trump. Others tolerate him, but they don't like him. On top of that, half of America hates him. So Trump, formerly the most powerful man on earth, has about 175 million supporters, while Ibrahim Traore has over 1 billion, including superpower nations. And the youth all over Africa are ready to appoint him as their leader. Who else do you see being escorted by outside nations with high-tech fighter jets to attend international functions? Gaddafi and Ibrahim Traore are the proof. The problem is the weak leaders in Africa who choose welfare over independence. The key is negotiating with the right, willing superpowers and cutting deals of mutual benefit. Those who have a problem with your independence are not the right ones to deal with and are to be left alone. Don't sleep on China and Russia's contribution to African independence. Business is business. Although they may be participating for personal gain, the fact is, without them, the road to African independence would be a much longer journey. China and Russia are allies and assets to Africa, while the U.S. and France are colonizers and oppressors of Africa. The U.S., France, and NATO are helping to unite the rest of the world against them due to their treatment of disrespect to so-called third world countries. Russia and China are the top weapons suppliers to Africa. China is the top contractor for infrastructure, helping to build factories and gold refineries so they can turn their gold to cash, paying for whatever external services they need. With this great newfound or reclaimed wealth, they can send their people abroad for training in military, medical, and manufacturing. They can also afford to bring experts in to their country for in-house training on how to build, maintain, and run factories and manufacturing plants. Ibrahim Traore took a page from Gaddafi's playbook and is now creating a waterworks system to provide water to all citizens of Burkina Faso. No more walking for miles with a bucket of water for the household. Ibrahim Traore's vision is no more raw material leaving from Burkina Faso. From now on, finished products will be manufactured for export, empowering the Burkina Faso economy. The standard of living in Burkina Faso is increasing quickly under his leadership. Ibrahim Traore is living proof that a righteous dictator is better than an evil and corrupt democracy. There's an American 4-star Marine general by the name of Michael Langley who has been assigned to take him down. He has already started the discrediting process before Senate hearings. Secondly, he has made the trip to the Ivory Coast in Africa, which borders Burkina Faso, to set his plans in motion. This meeting with the president of the Ivory Coast was for America to set up a U.S. drone military base near the border of Burkina Faso. There have already been 19 assassination attempts on Ibrahim Traore's life. The Western world feels threatened by African independence. If the Federation of Sahel states, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger are successful in their vision of independence, the rest of Africa might follow suit. Langley's job is to make sure that doesn't happen. By the way, Langley is the highest-ranked black man in the U.S. Marines military assigned to and in charge of the African Command. Ibrahim Traore has mentioned in recent interviews how it's sad to see a black man willing to take down another black man who is fighting for the liberation of black people. Unfortunately, this is the negative effect the military can have on African Americans who signed up to fight in defense of and to uphold the institution of white supremacy. I'm truly sorry for those African American troops that will be deployed to go kill their black African brothers and sisters to help maintain white supremacy in Africa, the motherland of humanity. They will be fighting for the wrong cause, the cause of Shaitan, the cause for evil, and are on the wrong side of history. This is the time for all black peoples worldwide to make their move and promote the leadership of Ibrahim Traore. He is the strongest black leader in the world. As for all the democratic African governments, Ibrahim Traore, the Sultan, King, leader of Africa, should endorse politicians in every African country who represent African liberation, and the people will follow his lead. The same way Trump has controlled the Republican Party in America through his influence, Ibrahim Traore has that same power of influence in Africa amongst the African voters. They love him more than they love their own presidents. He can overthrow the corrupt so-called democratic governments by his word alone. Ryan Coogler and Spike Lee, or even better, an African producer, should make a movie on this brother. Even a Netflix series on the 19 assassination attempts on his life would be a big hit. It could also help protect him from the negative campaign being built against him through fake news and General Michael Langley. What are some of the accomplishments of Ibrahim Traore since taking over the African country, Burkina Faso, 3 years ago at the age of 34? He had established 2 fully operational tomato processing plants and another on the way. He has a gold processing plant built and is fully operational. He's building a hydroelectric dam for energy purposes. He's building a nuclear energy plant. He's paving new roads throughout the country. A railway network project is in full effect. They're in production of railway wagons. There's a housing project happening geared towards improvement in living conditions. Special attention is being focused on agricultural growth, which is achieving food self-sufficiency. He has established the Central Bank of Burkina Faso. They have youth startup projects providing education, training, and jobs for the youth. They are constructing a brand new international airport. He banned the export of raw materials while promoting the export of finished products. He instituted an extensive upgrade of military technology and equipment. They have manufacturing plants producing electric vehicles. They're manufacturing their own armored vehicles for the military. He established mobile health clinics to reach the people, new schools and free education for all. Established the Baba Jalasi University Hospital Center. They have a new cement manufacturing facility where they manufacture, bag, and distribute cement locally, nationally, and for export to neighboring countries. They established the formation of Sahel Alliance with Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. He has a waterworks system being installed to supply water to all citizens of Burkina Faso. He's literally transforming what Trump defines as a whole country into a modern-day real-life Wakanda very quickly. And for some reason, American 4-star General Langley, the U.S. and France feel a need to stop this progress from happening. Why should African Americans and black peoples all over the world be paying close attention to and support in whatever way they can what is presently going on in Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger? Gaddafi was the man back in the day because he had the vision and the finances to help establish an independent Africa. Most African Americans influenced by Western media believe that Gaddafi was an evil dictator, not knowing all he did to establish independence for his own country, Libya, as well as investing in helping to develop other African countries. When NATO toppled Libya and killed Gaddafi, with the U.S. and France at the forefront of this execution, the rest of Africa who loved Gaddafi just sat by and watched. Now many feel guilty for not getting involved in assisting their brother in whatever way they could. And Gaddafi was a light-skinned Arab who loved and defended black Africa. Now we have a dark-skinned black African brother who is willing to carry the torch of Sankara and Gaddafi to help make the dream become a reality. The world can now see a black brother with international contacts making moves on the world stage, beneficial to black people everywhere. The heads of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger are doing what hasn't been done in hundreds of years in Africa. They are no longer exporting raw materials, but are manufacturing finished products, drastically improving economic growth and creating an abundance of jobs in their countries. This example of African independence will no doubt inspire black peoples all over the world, especially in America, where we spend over $1 trillion a year to tap into our resources as well. They are showing what can be done, and for this, we salute them. There are those who may say there's no sense in getting all excited about what's going on in Africa with Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, because whenever the West gets ready, they're just going to go kill Ibrahim Traore and those other leaders who dare to stand up to the West. We'll just go bomb them into submission because we have the weapons to dominate. Just keep in mind, a lot of what you believe is because how you've been programmed. Don't forget, Gaddafi, who America hated, was in power for 42 years, doing wonders in Libya before he cooperated with America and was assassinated. As stated earlier, Ibrahim Traore is loved and respected by most of Africa and has alliances with superpowers who have a vested interest in Africa. His leadership is very important to them as well, so they will contribute greatly towards his protection with arms and military aid. A Western massive attack on Burkina Faso and the Sahel Alliance may just spark World War III. The West must ask the question, is it really worth it? As for all of you who think NATO is so tough, the reality speaks for itself. The Houthis in Yemen have been at war with NATO-backed forces for 10 years, and today the Houthis still control Yemen. The Taliban were at war with NATO for over 10 years, and guess who controls Afghanistan today? The Taliban, riding their motorcycles. Vietnam is still communist, and North Korea is still a superpower. 2 more wars that the West has lost. The list goes on, and yet for some reason, we still believe the West is invincible. And even if they do kill Ibrahim Traore, what does that really mean? First of all, we are not supposed to be putting no man on a pedestal equal to Allah, God. And secondly, if Allah allows his assassination to be successful, this is Allah's way of relieving him of his divine mission. If Ibrahim Traore dies today, he already did what he was intended to do. He showed what could be done and has opened the eyes of other African leaders presently and our future leaders in the youth of Africa. He has laid down a blueprint for African independence in his speeches and interviews. He not only spoke it, but he manifested it into reality. At this point, it's all about what are we going to do? We should all be inspired and motivated to continue the great work, and if we don't, then we are not worthy of the blessings. He's not the first, nor will he be the last of great leaders. Our support for this cause right now is what will determine the magnitude of our progress and success. This is why we are compelled to share this information with everyone we know, and this may also help to preserve his life in the reigniting and continuous life of the movement. All praise be to Allah, God, and we pray our people wake up and take advantage of this beautiful opportunity to be a part of something greater than ourselves. Protection and long life for Ibrahim Traore. Much success to Burkina Faso and the Federation of Sahel States. Al-Kabalan forever. SPV, TOP for life. Bismillah, Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar.